went up a lot. And I did call the Office of the Aging, actually, because they've been so helpful with me when I originally went to sign on. And they did send me a competitor of the insurance I already had, their rates, so that I could do a comparison. And I found that their rates I stayed with the insurance I already had because I'm very happy with the company I already had, and the rates were they were a little bit more here, but a little less there. So, yeah, I just stayed with them.
Who can tell? I look at all these books. They send you a book. And how can you tell?
Well, that's why
so
we
many
sit
different
down
variations
with people.
and different drugs and different programs and different this and deductions and receptions and umpteen bump pensions. I can't figure out what it costs or what it is. I just pay the bill, and it goes up. Went up 20% this last month. And thank you, federal government and U.S. Congress. There is no inflation, Mr. Powers.
Well, the problem with that is the Congress is going to blame it on the health care thing.
Right.
This bill is will not have any effect immediately on health care costs. They have gone up, I can't remember, it's an astounding percentage.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years, they have gone up, and in this last year alone, they've gone up, and we are going to pay that. Don't let them tell you that our Medicare is going up because of that bill.
It's going to come right out of
it has nothing to do with it at this point.
It's going to come right out of what's left of your Social Security. After they've determined that there is no inflation, you will get no COLA.
But
well, I'm hoping it will make a difference, because if you have more people insured, it should help the cost to go down.
Right, but what certain members of Congress are claiming is that it's going to make the cost of Medicare go up rather than down. If it does go up, which it is going up, as we all know, we all got a raise this year in our cost of Medicare, it isn't because of the brand new bill they just passed at this point. It's because everybody's costs for health care went up this year. Everybody's.
Sharply,
right.
I might
Well,
add.
the bill hasn't been signed yet, so it's not law yet.
It is not causing any raise, but certain members of Congress are trying to convince people that they're paying more because of this. Well, A, not yet they aren't, and B, even if they go up, it's not because of this new bill, it's because the cost of Medicare, or not just Medicare, but of health care, have gone up.
Well,
that's why we were
health care is going out of, it's growing exponentially. That's why we need some changes to happen.
Absolutely.
And to have more focus on preventative care. Our whole system is focused on curing people rather than preventing disease.
This is one reason I did stay with my company, I'll be honest with you, is because they are very, very good about, they have programs that that you can go to that'll help you with whatever health problems you're having, and they'll work with you, and I just did a I just did a 6-week symposium with mine on ways to help you if you have a chronic health problem and so forth. And
the chronic disease self-management course?
Right, and they're very, very helpful that way. So I feel they're really interested in keeping their constituents healthy, and it's to their advantage too.
Did you do that locally with
yes,
people from the Health Network?
Yes.
Tori Ergang or Carrie Mahalko?
No, this was with an insurance company, but locally. Right at my doctor's office. My doctor recommended people that he thought might benefit from this, and they came right to the doctor's office where they had a meeting room, and we had a 6-week symposium on it, and it was quite interesting, and I believe it was helpful.
How often did you go?
So
was it once or twice a week?
Once a week
for 6 weeks?
For about 3 hours.
Yes. It's a new program called Chronic Disease Self-Management.
How do you get into it?
You can call the Chautauqua County Health Network. And I believe their number is 338-0100, but you can look it up in the phone book. But they have an office in Jamestown, but they're a county-wide agency. They have developed from the 4 hospitals, and they're funded by the State Department of Health, and they get a lot of different grants. but they have 2 people that are trained to give this in-depth seminar for people with multiple chronic conditions, and to teach them how to manage their conditions better so they're not constantly in and out of the hospital, and so that they feel better and can live a more productive life. That way your disease isn't managing you, you're managing the disease.
Well, this sounds like exactly that program, but
Right.
this program was affiliated with my insurance company.
Right. Some of the insurance companies are doing it, but for those whose insurance is not doing it, you can get it locally by calling the Chautauqua County
Well, I
Health
highly
Network.
recommend it. At least the program I went to was excellent, and the 2 women that ran it did an excellent job, and
Okay, thank you, caller. What's the program called, Marianne?
It's called Chronic Disease Self-Management, and I believe it was developed by Stanford, and it's very, very effective for people with chronic conditions like diabetes, renal failure, high blood pressure, breathing
Could they help me?
disorders.
Now that I'm in my 70s, I have pernicious grouchiness.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
well, you get a workbook, and they give.
Yeah.
Well, they did a relaxation thing where you kind of put yourself into a very relaxed state, and then they have the music that
Meditating.
meditation, and they give you the tape for that to do at home by yourself.
That's good. It's a very good program, I'm sure.
It's a wonderful program.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but you
thank
can call Tori Ergang or Carrie Mahalko at the Chautauqua County Health Network, and they can tell you how to get that locally.
Or you could call your office and you direct
Yes,
it, right?
they can always call my office, and I'll put them in touch with Tori or Carrie.
Yes, it's 4471, right?
Right.
Well, again, I want to
753.
compliment you on the job you're doing. It's really a big asset to a rural community, especially, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. And I really love what I do. So,
It shows.
thank you.
Well, you've been doing it for a while.
Well, I've been doing this for about 3 years now, but I've been working with seniors my whole career. So I started off working in my parents' pharmacy growing up,
Did
and
you
then
become a pharmacist? Or
no,
what-
I was the only one in my family who didn't go to pharmacy
Oh,
school.
that must have broken their hearts.
My mother was pushing me a little bit, but I think as they've gotten older, they're happy to have a physical therapist in the house, because my dad has had hip replacements and knee replacements, and everybody's got back problems. So they don't mind now. But I worked as a physical therapist. I always worked in geriatric rehab. So
You've been in the senior crowd for a long time.
I have.
So
and
have
I
I.
love it.
I did the senior program something like 20 years ago down in New York under the Office of the Aging of the state.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually it was 30 years ago.
Well, I credit my grandparents, because I grew up, I was very lucky to have all 4 of my grandparents around while I was growing up. And I loved spending time with them and doing things with them. And I think that's why I chose a field where I would work with seniors.
Well, who taught you to make Slovaki?
Souvlaki was my mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law. Okay.
Yeah, my grandparents were Polish and Italian. So we did kielbasa and pierogi and
Pierogi.
spaghetti and meatballs,
Right. And I can imagine, you can make spaghetti with Slovakian or with the sausage,
Little different.
All
But if
right.
you don't mind, I'm going to take off now so I
Okay.
can make my other appointment. But
Well,
thank you so much for having me
thank you for
today.
coming, and we will have to make arrangements for a future day too. So you
Definitely. I
Can
think we are on the schedule already.
Are we already? Good.
Yep.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful time with the rest of your week, and I'm again send my condolences to Ron. It's
I
very
will.
sad that
I
his dad
will.
moved along.
Yeah.
Part of the wheel of life, though. And so
It
there
is,
you go.
and it was a pleasant, it was an easy passing,
Yeah.
fortunately, and they were
You must
together.
be Irish. No matter what happens, say, well, he didn't suffer much.
Well, he did. Actually, they had been out and about that day,
Oh, really?
so they were together, and so
Yeah.
as
well.
easy as you can make it, I
Sure.
guess.
Well, thank you again for appearing,
Sure.
and we'll look forward to your next visit, and I'm sure you'll have some new news, and we'll have a lot of other happy things to talk about.
Hope so.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Marianne Spanos does the job. Dr. Marianne Spanos is and has been for years the director of the Office of the Aging for Chautauqua County, and we thank her for giving. Watch it! Whoa, 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 whoa! She walked away with the mic. Okay.